तो हमारा आज का मार्केट अमेरिका के 1980s के मार्केट जैसा है।
आपकी खुद की पर्सनल स्ट्रैटेजीज क्या होती है? बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली यू मैनेज मनी फॉर thousands of Indians. But what about you? How do you manage your money?
The word doesn't sound great, कथा समझते।
What are the sectors that excite you the most?
I don't think I've spoken about this, but if you're 23, obsessed to thinking कि investing is going to break the middle class trap and do all this for you. Right? It's not a financially logical decision, but जिंदगी spreadsheet पे नहीं गुजारी है। You can manage your money well without knowing how to pick a stock. People don't realize with real estate is क्योंकि उसका रोज प्राइस नहीं आता, स्टॉक का रोज प्राइस आता है, म्यूचुअल फंड का रोज NAV आता है, आपके घर का रोज NAV नहीं आता, you think ये वॉलेटाइल नहीं, बट एक्चुअली है। जिसने अभी ढंग से काम किया ना और ढंग से इन्वेस्ट किया, वो बहुत मीनिंगफुल वेल्थ बना सकता है, और ये मौका हर जनरेशन को नहीं मिलता।
हेलो एंड स्वागत है आपका द नेटवर्थ शो के एक नए एपिसोड में। मैं हूं शगुन एंड आई नो आपने थंबनेल देख के गेस कर लिया है कि आज के हमारे गेस्ट कौन है, एंड ऑनेस्टली उनको कोई इंट्रोडक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है। वी हैव विद अस राधिका गुप्ता, द CEO and MD at Edelweiss Mutual Fund, an author and one of the most influential women in the finance space of the country. आज की कॉन्वर्सेशन के लिए हमने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक्स पिक करे हैं, फ्रॉम लबूबूज टू टॉप थीम्स ऑफ 2025. वी हैव कवर्ड इट ऑल। तो चलिए इस कॉन्वर्सेशन को शुरू करते हैं। The name of the show is The Net Worth Show. There's no way we're not going to talk about you and your finances. Talk to me about your personal asset allocation and आपकी खुद की personal strategies क्या होती है? Because obviously you manage money for thousands of Indians. But what about you? How do you manage your money?
The approach is very local and very personal to me.
Yeah.
And एक स्टैटिक अप्रोच नहीं है। जैसे मेरी जिंदगी बदली है, जैसे मेरे हालात बदले हैं, उसके साथ मेरी अप्रोच बदली है। जब मैंने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बाद कंपनी एडलवाइस को बेची, तो मैं नेचुरली काफी कंजर्वेटिव थी। माय हस्बैंड इज आल्सो इन द सेम इंडस्ट्री। हमेशा एक सेंस ऑफ गोल्स रहा है। तो मेरा पहला बड़ा गोल था घर खरीदना। तो the first set of investments were always oriented ke, of course you want mutual funds, you want market returns, but you also have to be sensible, you have to work towards that goal. A little later, once that goal was fulfilled, once I had been working, Edelweiss Mutual Fund had also grown, incomes had changed, risk appetite expanded. Because now long-term goals are things like retirement. As I'm sitting today, of course, there's a substantial amount of income that comes from equities or from ESOPs. So now I'm tailoring for that. तो अपनी नीड्स और गोल्स के मुताबिक एसेट एलोकेशन बदलता रहा है। कॉमन क्या रहा है कि even before becoming a mutual fund CEO, my portfolio was 100% mutual funds. Today it's 90% mutual funds. The rest is all my Shark Tank and unlisted investments. तो मैं यही करती हूँ। I do things that I understand. I don't like things that are very complicated. I don't like things that are very illiquid. जहाँ मेरा पैसा बंद जाए, लॉक हो जाए, क्योंकि वहाँ जब आप गलती करते हो तो उससे निकलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है। तो म्यूचुअल फंड्स हैव ऑलवेज बिन अ कोर। पहले बहुत पोर्टफोलियो बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स जैसी चीजों में जाता था। आजकल पोर्टफोलियो थोड़ा इक्विटी ओरिएंटेड ज्यादा हो गया है।
Okay. Can you briefly explain what balanced advantage funds are?
बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स आई ऑलवेज कॉल इट, इट्स लाइक देसी खिचड़ी। खिचड़ी जब बनती है उसमें दाल भी होता है, चावल भी होता है, लेकिन उसको विमेन कॉल इट अ वन पॉट मील। एक ही जब लेजी होते हो ना तो खिचड़ी बना देते हो, क्योंकि बर्तन कम गंदे होते हैं, एंड इट्स न्यूट्रिशियस। सो बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स एंड होल हाइब्रिड कैटेगरी ऑफ फंड्स इज लाइक दिस। मल्टीपल चीजें जो दाल चावल होता है एक ही फंड में आपको मिलता है, और टैक्स एडवांटेजेस होता है और एक ही चीज में मिलता है। सो इट्स लाइक अ वन पॉट फंड इन दैट सेंस। तो बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड में आमतौर से 50 से 60% इक्विटी होता है, बाकी सेफ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं।
Got it. So under your leadership, Edelweiss went from some 6,000 crore ka AUM to now 1.5 lakh crore. And I'm stuttering saying that number. So for you to be able to do that, talk to me about the journey, and also what was more difficult for you to get those first few clients or to scale that and make that into a bigger business?
I think दोनों अलग जर्नी है। I would say that in financial services जो पहले की जर्नी है वो ज़्यादा मुश्किल जर्नी होती है, because हमारा बिजनेस क्या है, हम like when you sell coffee and you buy a cup of coffee, you can instantly taste कि अच्छी है, बुरी है, there's a promise, it's fulfilled.
Yeah.
When you buy a mutual fund, इट्स जस्ट अ प्रॉमिस कि 3-5 साल में मैं आपको अच्छे रिटर्न दूंगी, और कभी कभी नहीं भी दे पाती डिस्पाइट माई बेस्ट इंटेंट। सो फाइनली ये एक ट्रस्ट का बिजनेस है, और ट्रस्ट इस्टेब्लिश करना, खासकर व्हेन यू डोंट हैव अ वेरी बिग ब्रांड नेम, you know बैंक etc is a very difficult thing to convince someone to trust you with their hard earned savings. And see, people say 1.5 lakh crore, I've never thought of it that way, and especially because people know me,
हम्म,
आई गेट मैसेजेस सेइंग कि हमने आपके मिड कैप फंड में अपनी बच्चे की पढ़ाई का पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया है, या हमने आपके बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड में वो पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया है जो बेटी या बेटे की शादी में 5 साल बाद यूज होगा. सो आई थिंक ऑफ इट नॉट एज 1.5 lakh crores,
हम्म,
but on the money of 25 lakh people who have trusted you with their most valuable
ट्रू,
thing. एंड इट्स एक्चुअली बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है,
या
बहुत बड़ा सेंस ऑफ प्रेशर है. सो ऑनेस्टली दैट्स द वे आई थिंक ऑफ इट. एंड वो जो ट्रस्ट लोगों का कमाना है वो बहुत मुश्किल काम है. ऑब्वियसली जब आप बड़े हो जाते हो, व्हेन यू हैव स्केल, तो आपके एम्बिशंस बड़े हो जाते हैं, आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बड़ी हो जाती है, तो वो मैनेज करना अलग है. लेकिन आई रियली थिंक इन द फर्स्ट 5-6 years of the business, it's pure, I call it, the word doesn't sound great, गधा मजदूरी.
गधा मजदूरी,
It's pure Gatha Mazduri of trying to convince people to trust you.
या
And once they trust, then they're a lot. Then it's about not breaking that trust. Then it's about living up to that trust, expanding the circle of reach.
So now we'll talk about, I think, that one segment of the podcast that every investor waits for,
Mm.
which is your opinion on the markets. Talk to me about sectors that excite you now, because there is so much happening, and I think हर podcast में I say, oh, now the markets are volatile, now the
Yeah.
markets are volatile, and I think right now again we're back at that point where every day you see there's a big drawdown, and then every other day, oh my God, this is at a record high. So when the markets are so dynamic, what are the sectors that excite you the most?
Honestly, one, I think I get this sector question a lot, and I don't like it very much, even though I will answer it,
Yeah.
because I think investors sometimes go in this sectoral chase, and it's very difficult for them कि आज ये सेक्टर कल वो सेक्टर.
Yeah.
इंडियाज इकोनॉमी, अगर आप इंडिया का इकोनॉमी का स्ट्रक्चर देखो, इट इज अ वेरी ब्रॉड बेस्ड
True.
इकोनॉमी.
Hmm.
इट इज नॉट कि ये टूरिज्म सेंट्रिक इकोनॉमी है या कमोडिटी सेंट्रिक इकोनॉमी है.
Hmm.
एंड इन मेनी सेक्टर्स अंडर पेनिट्रेशन है. अगर मैं अपनी एक फ्रेंड से बात करूं जो एक मेकअप कंपनी चलाती है, वो कहती है ऑर्गेनाइज्ड मेकअप की पेनिट्रेशन ही नहीं है. मैं म्यूचुअल फंड बिजनेस चलाती हूँ, मैं कहती हूँ ऑर्गेनाइज्ड म्यूचुअल फंड की पेनिट्रेशन ही नहीं है. अगर आप किसी से कहो हेल्थ केयर, हॉस्पिटल्स बहुत कम है इंडिया में,
Hmm.
होटल्स बहुत कम है पॉपुलेशन की नीड, तो
Yeah.
अपॉर्चुनिटी बहुत जगह है. आई थिंक आवर जॉब, और जब हम अपने फंड्स चलाते हैं, आवर जॉब इज लेस विद सेक्टर्स, बट आवर जॉब इज टू आइडेंटिफाई हु विल बी लीडर्स इन दोज सेक्टर्स.
Yeah.
व्हाट आर द कोर थीम्स दैट आर प्लेइंग आउट. फॉर इंस्टेंस इन इंडिया एक बहुत बड़ी थीम ये है कि चीजें अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर से ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर में जा रही हैं. अगर आप इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी ज्वेलरी कंपनी देख लो, उसका अभी भी 5-6% मार्केट शेयर है, क्योंकि इतना बड़ा मार्केट अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड है. सो रादर देन सेक्टर्स, आई लाइक टू थिंक ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ थीम्स. अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड टू ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बिजनेसेस, ये हर सेक्टर में हो रहा है.
Okay.
इफ यू थिंक अबाउट मेंस फैशन,
Hmm.
पहले जब दूल्हा शादी के लिए कपड़े लेता था तो वो चांदनी चौक या किसी लोकल मार्केट या जुहू मार्केट से लेता था.
Yeah.
Now there is organized menswear and it is capturing. So unorganized, organized. Discretionary consumption and premiumization. ये हर कंजम्पशन सेक्टर में आता है. आज हम साबुन सिर्फ नहाने के लिए लेते थे, बट नाउ वी वांट टू बाय प्रीमियम. सिर्फ बिस्किट सिंपल लेते थे, बट नाउ वी वांट टू बाय प्रीमियम. हमें चीज़ों में एक्सपीरियंसेस चाहिए. तो आई एक्चुअली लुक एट थिंग्स मोर इन टर्म्स ऑफ थीम्स देन सेक्टर्स.
Okay. आपने रिसेंटली ट्वीट करा था, सुनो सबकी पोर्टफोलियो अपनी.
जी.
नाउ वी काइंड ऑफ आर इन एन एरा जहाँ पे हर इंसान एक पॉडकास्ट माइक लगा के पॉडकास्टर बन चुका है,
हाँ,
कैमरा लगा के इन्फ्लुएंसर बन चुका है, एंड दे आर गिविंग एडवाइस लेफ्ट एंड राइट.
हाँ.
इस टाइम में हाउ डू यू मेक श्योर दैट आप अपनी सुन रहे हो एंड अपनी पोर्टफोलियो की सुन रहे हो?
I actually think you should write down आपको क्या चाहिए. Because you are right, you actually can't avoid listening to so many people. आप फोन खोलो तो आपको सलाह मिल जाती है, व्हाट्सएप खोलो तो आपको सलाह मिल जाती है. आप वॉक पे जाओ सोसाइटी में तो कोई अंकल RWA का आपको सलाह दे देगा, तो सलाह से तो आप बच नहीं सकते. लेकिन आपकी क्या नीड्स है ना, उनको एंकर करना चाहिए. तो मैं और मेरे हस्बैंड क्या करते हैं, हमारा खुद का इन्वेस्टमेंट पॉलिसी स्टेटमेंट है. हम डॉक्यूमेंट में बनाते हैं, हमारे गोल्स ये हैं, हम ये चाहते हैं, हम ऐसी चीज़ों में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, हम ये नहीं करना चाहते, मार्केट का ऐसा होगा, हमारा पोर्टफोलियो 50% गिरेगा तो हमें डर लगेगा। जो हम खुद हैं हम उसे लिखते हैं, एंड आई रियली थिंक हर निवेशक को वो करना चाहिए और उसको बार बार रेफर करना चाहिए, बिकॉज इतनी कंफ्यूज दुनिया में जहाँ इतनी नॉइज है, आपको एक एंकर चाहिए,
ट्रू
नहीं तो आप कहीं कि नहीं आप बह जाओगे
ट्रू
नदी में, इंफॉर्मेशन की नदी में आप बह जाओगे। एंड आई ऑल्सो थिंक यहाँ एक फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर या फाइनेंशियल हेल्प की बहुत ज़रूरत है। यू नीड समथिंग टू एंकर यू टू व्हाट यू वांट। I also think sharing with your family, like I always tell men or women, share with your spouse, make your family an anchor of your financial needs.
Yeah.
Figure out what you want.
Yeah. There are record number of demat accounts being opened in the country, especially after COVID. जब एक मार्केट में इतने नए इन्वेस्टर्स आ जाते हैं, and these people they haven't seen really severe drawdowns. इन्होंने मार्केट crashes नहीं देखे हैं, of course corrections, but no crashes as such.
Yeah.
What message do you have to give to these new traders, investors, they haven't experienced the full force of the market yet?
One is, I don't think आप बिना गिरे सीख सकते हो. It's like saying, like I have a 3-year-old, he's learning to cycle. अब वो गिरेगा तो है. As parents, we don't like it.
Yeah.
But वो गिर के ही सीखेगा.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when he was 6 months old, he would go on our bed and he would dive on the bed, head down first. And I mean, I still shut up.
Yeah.
But eventually he learned not to head down. So he grew. As he grew from 6 months to 12 months to 2 years, he grew. And now he knows that if he dives head down, he will bang his head and it's painful.
Yeah.
I think a new investor journey is like that. You know, आप गिर के ही संभलोगे. Now, the better thing is कि आप माँ बाप की mistakes सुनो. Like keep telling my son, it's better you listen to me than break your head. It's better you listen to good advice. आप औरों की सलाह से सीख लो. The good part of this information age is, while there is a lot of nonsense, there are a lot of sensible people also giving you advice for free. तो उनकी सलाह से सीख लो, तो that is better. But I do think that you will learn by making your own mistakes. It's also one of the reasons I'm a big advocate of starting early, because कम कैपिटल पे गलतियां करोगे तो बेटर है, ज्यादा कैपिटल पे कम गलतियां करोगे, गलतियां तो हम सब ने की.
I actually want to go back to when you were talking about how when you came back, आपकी one of the biggest priorities was to get a house. And this is a debate जो काफी millennials especially are facing right now, where they're confused if they should rent or buy.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I want to ask this to you from like a very personal finance point of view. What should they be doing considering the price of real estate right now, the volatility in the market, and there being no standard way to gauge कि किसी property का क्या price होना चाहिए in this really confusing, chaotic industry? How do you decide what's the right call?
Firstly, I have a long, and this is not a book plug, but I have a long chapter on this in Mango Millionaire, the current book, because I think this whole rent versus buy and how you think about real estate, ये real problem है. I think without saying too much, I'll say this: it's a very personal decision. इसमें there is no right or wrong answer. If you were to ask me, you have to realize कि this is an emotional decision, not a financial decision. अगर आप housing, primary घर की economics देखो, and I'm a finance girl, right? Spreadsheet में उसकी तुक ही नहीं लगेगी, क्योंकि इंडिया में जो rental yield है 2-3-4% की, वो बैंक इंटरेस्ट से कम है, तो कोई तुक नहीं है. लेकिन अपना घर होता है. I spend a lot of money on a house, right? It's not a financially logical decision, but जिंदगी spreadsheet पे नहीं गुजारी जाती. So if you feel that having a house of your own has emotional value, having a place you want to grow up in, where your child has memories, then great. If it doesn't matter to you, then great. So if you're making an emotional decision, know that a primary property is an emotional decision. If the emotion doesn't matter to you, honestly, it doesn't make any sense. Then you should go out and rent. I think there are lots of thoughts on how you should finance that decision, because I'm not a big advocate of taking loans and debt, but I think in the case of home, if you can meet the EMI needs, it can work out. So I think home loan लेना, अगर आप उसकी monthly EMI ले सकते हो, झेल सकते हो, mentally and financially, it's okay.
Yeah.
So that is my thing. सेकेंडरी रियल एस्टेट जो दूसरा घर होता है, जो दूसरी प्रॉपर्टी होती है, वो इमोशनल डिसीजन नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि वो रहने के लिए।
Yeah.
Then you have to evaluate it like you evaluate FD or fixed deposit or anything else or equity.
Yeah.
And what I think people don't realize with real estate is क्योंकि उसका रोज प्राइस नहीं आता, स्टॉक का रोज प्राइस आता है, म्यूचुअल फंड का रोज एनएवी आता है, आपके घर का रोज एनएवी नहीं आता, you think ये वॉलेटाइल नहीं है, बट एक्चुअली है, इट्स जस्ट नॉट मार्क्ड एवरी डे। जब आप बेचने जाते हो तो आपको तकलीफ होती है। सो आई डोंट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम विद प्राइमरी होम, एज आई सेड, सेकेंडरी होम then I start getting worried.
I think काफी लोग जो इस पॉडकास्ट को देख रहे होंगे, they come from a very middle class family. आपके पास उनके लिए ऐसी क्या एडवाइस है that they can also break free of this middle class trap just the way you did?
Okay, so firstly, this is not the thing that mutual fund CEOs will say. But if you're 23, realize, and there are too many 23-year-olds who are obsessed to thinking that investing is going to break the middle class trap and do all this for you. When you're 23 or 24, what is the greatest asset you have? It's not the wealth you earned. You haven't earned anything. It's your talent. It's the opportunities you have. So if there's one asset, and I said this in Limitless, maximize the return on your talent. If I've managed to go from a middle class girl to, having financial security, it's because of the career I've had. It's not because of the investments I've made. And I'm telling you this even though my job is to market investments, right?
Yeah.
So it must be true. So the first thing you should focus in on is earning a corpus. And that comes from talent. It comes from giving your time productively. Your investment income will always be secondary income. When you're 60, and you're done with your career, your passive income is going to be much more valuable than your active income. But today, your active income is far more valuable than your passive income. And then, of course, while you earn active income, you should not do foolish things to take away. You should learn the basics of investments, learn it early. You should focus on doing simple things. You should budget and plan for the long term. But your active income is really what you need to focus on.
So, one place where a lot of us are failing, especially people like you and me who have the responsibility of educating Indians about money, हम लोग investing के बारे में बहुत बात करते हैं, and we're kind of encouraging a lot of people to put money in the markets. But this part of increasing your active income is not really talked about a lot. So on that note, in your book Mango Millionaire, you've talked about a lot of financial foundational topics. Talk to me about some myths now. जो आज भी लोग believe करते हैं about the markets, but you know in the back of your head that they're just being stupid.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm really glad that you mentioned this point that all of us jump into investing so soon, because even when we wrote the book, people expected we'll write a investing book. But investing is the secondary stage of money. I think one of the biggest myths that people have is कि पैसा manage करना सीखना, I want to take control of my money, what mutual funds do I buy? That is step 2, 3, 4, yeah. It's like learning to cook without knowing the basic techniques of cooking, without knowing the ingredients, or it's like learning to swim without knowing how to breathe.
True.
So things like saving, things like budgeting, things like not maximizing out your credit card, these are very foundational things. So actually, even with the book, we started with foundations, things like understanding tax. ये बहुत फाउंडेशनल चीज है, इसके बाद आप बाकी सब करो, क्योंकि आपके फाउंडेशंस, like we all learn math really well as Indians. First we learn the foundations, we learn how to do mental maths, we learn the concepts, and they always say concept clear नहीं होगा ना तो फिर math कभी आएगी नहीं. So I think concepts are important. There are a lot of myths. I mean, it could be a whole podcast. One is you need a lot of money to start managing money. And you don't need a lot of money to start investing. In fact, I often think, today you can start an SIP with 100 rupees. So why do you need a lot of money? So I think we often defer that. The second is that this whole space of money is very complicated. I hear it especially from a lot of women. I've been hearing it. My greatest so far success with Mango Millionaire is my mother is like highly educated, school principal, St. Stephen's econ grad. And she's like, this money thing is too boring and complicated. It's not. If it's broken down in the right way, and she's at page 210 of my book in the last 10 days, and she never used to talk about money. And now she is sitting and having family conversations where someone said, मुझे 6 महीने के लिए पैसा पार्क करना है. She's like, yeah, you should do an arbitrage fund. And my father and brother are like,
wow,
ये यहाँ से कैसे बोलने लगा? And she's like, it's not complicated. I understand all this. So a lot of people feel it's outside their grip. It's actually
Yeah.
not outside your grip.
Yeah.
And the third one is that you need to spend a lot of time. Like you need to pick stocks and study companies. There's a set of people who can do that and all well and good. But for a lot of people, you can manage your money well without knowing how to pick a stock.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you mentioned this. And honestly, originally, I did not want to talk about the woman angle. And simply because I feel like the more you highlight that, it makes it, oh, there are so less women in finance. So I want to normalize all of that. But now that you've mentioned it, I just wanted to know, you're one of the most influential women in the entire finance space right now. How should women be getting into finance? Because like you said, ek baar aap ghus jao and you get over that complexity wala angle, then it's all easy. For me, I had that stage too. But how do you get into it? Because I don't think enough women are getting into it.
Honestly, I mean, is this as a career or is this just money?
Just money.
Just money?
Yeah.
I think break the glass ceiling that lives. The glass ceiling actually for women is not outside. It's inside. It's in your own head.
Yeah.
And as I said, I've seen this with my mother. I've seen this with so many other women in the family. You know, if you can manage a house, if you can manage a career, you think you can't pick 5 mutual funds? I mean, come on.
True.
And there are a lot of resources out there.
True.
So go read a book, pick up a book, learn a concept. Don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. If there are men listening to this podcast, if the lady of your house is asking, so like my mother, when she reads the book, she asks my brother questions and he answers those questions patiently. Help her clarify concepts.
Yeah.
A more financially literate woman is a better financially literate home, and it's a better society, right? So it's a journey that everyone can do. But I think break that ceiling in your head that this is boring, this is uninteresting, and I can outsource it. Outsource something else.
Right. So now you're no longer Radhika. Now you are Aditi. And you're 24 years old. And आपके पास है 1 लाख रुपए invest करने के लिए. You have Radhika का सारा ज्ञान, but how would Aditi invest that money?
So of course it's very personal what Aditi is, what her circumstances are, because I don't believe each 24-year-old is the same.
Yeah.
Is Aditi salaried? Does Aditi have to take care of elderly parents? Or does she have parents who are self-sufficient? Does Aditi want to start a business in 5 years? Does she have to support her own wedding, maybe? Or is she just planning for the future and can be free? So I think finally all these decisions will, decide what she does. But assuming she's a salaried person, earning a regular income, and I think that will guide where my answer is. What I would do is, the first thing is I would calculate my post-tax income. जितनी भी मेरे हाथ में post-tax income है. And I would target to save 20%. मैं बस ये सबसे पहली कोशिश करूँगी. आप लोगों को 20 लगे ज़्यादा तो आप 10 कर लीजिए कुछ तो. But I would get into the habit of saying that's the number one thing I would do as Aditi. If I do nothing else I've said after that, I think I've done well. Once I've got that savings habit, I would automate my investing. तो मैं उस 20% के साथ SIP शुरू कर लेती. जब आप SIP करते हो तो वो ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है. आपको हर महीने सोचना नहीं पड़ता कि क्या करूं. Take that 20%, start an SIP with it. I would also assume that outside of that 20%, I have 6 महीने का emergency expenses taken care of in life. अगर जिंदगी में कुछ हो जाए,
Okay.
तो वो हो जाए, इंश्योरेंस हो जाए मेरी, लाइफ एंड हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस होपफुली एम्प्लॉयर ने दी है, और 20% अगर मैं अपनी सेविंग शुरू कर दूं SIP के जरिए, मैं कर दूं. If I am Aditi, I would start it with a balanced instrument. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा equity ना करती, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा डेट ना करती, मैं शायद कोई बैलेंस्ड फंड या ऐसा कुछ अग्रेसिव हाइब्रिड फंड के साथ शुरू करती, जिससे कि मैं मार्केट को देखूं, सीखूं और बढ़ाते जाऊं.
I love how, and I ask this question to every guest, and हर किसी का answer is almost always along the same lines. But I've realized that somehow in the audience, people are always like, ये तो पता ही था मैम, आप कुछ नया बताओ ना. And I'm like, I think इससे ज़्यादा नया कुछ है नहीं.
इतना लोग कर लें तो बहुत है. इतना लोग करते नहीं है.
करते नहीं है, सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम.
I met people who are 30 and keep all their money in the bank account.
What do you say to them?
It's just pure laziness. So have money contingency for the next 6 months. Step 1, park it away in some safe place. Okay, safe fund. I can give you suggestions. Make sure your life and health insurance is sorted, because that's very important. even when you're young. It's a good thing to have. It's a good habit to have. And if you can add your parents and beneficiaries to that with your employer, nothing like it. Again, we talk a lot about this in Bank of Millionaire. And third, start the habit of savings and investing. Simple. If you can do 3 things as many 24-year-olds don't do that.
Yeah.
Like if I do a poll, I would struggle to believe that 25% of 24-year-olds are doing that.
Yeah. I know a lot of them who are not doing
There you
that.
go.
True.
It's like eating healthy,
Yeah.
walking 10,000 or 5,000 steps a day and getting 8 hours of sleep, ये बहुत simple advice है. How many people do it?
Not enough. I don't do it. So
This is really simple advice.
talk to me about your journey. I know you've mentioned this a lot of times that your father was a diplomat. You've traveled a lot and you ended up working on the Wall Street. Now from there, I think most people leave India, go abroad, become successful, get rich. You chose a slightly different journey and you decided to come back. So talk to me about how you took that decision, the risk, and also the resources that kind of helped you take this decision.
It's interesting. So I think at the time that I came back to India वापस आना इतना popular नहीं माना जाता था. That was 2009. And, while you had a stock market rally, abhi bhi jo startup movement and all this stuff that's happened and India shining and all this, जो पिछले 10 साल में इतना सब हुआ है, वो इतना हुआ नहीं था. In fact, if you look at my batch, most people said, yeah, Wall Street, you've survived the recession, why come back? So actually coming back was not a very popular thing. The good thing is that जब आप 24 साल के होते हो, you are a reasonably instinctive person in life. आप अपनी instinct को बहुत trust करते हो. And so for me, the decision was very instinctive. A lot of people come back to India with family reasons. I actually didn't come back with family reasons, even though mine and my husband's family is here. But that was never the driver, because for us, family has always taught us work first and we'll figure it out later. So it was actually not family. Although family has been a great perk, it was just the chance to build something. And I think I look at everything. मैं तो हर चीज़ को रिस्क रिटर्न के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखती हूँ. मेरा ये पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू था कि मैंने अंडरग्रेड डिग्री की थी. अगर इंडिया जाके काम नहीं जमा तो यू गो बैक एंड डू एन MBA. और बुरा क्या हो सकता है. एंड उम्र 24 साल की थी. आई थिंक एट दैट पॉइंट रिस्क टेकिंग एपेटाइट इज वेरी हाई फॉर एन इंडिविजुअल, एंड सो यू शुड मैक्स आउट रिस्क. दैट वाज माय पॉइंट. व्हाट जो मैंने अंडर एस्टिमेट किया था इज द अमाउंट ऑफ रिसोर्सेज इट टेक्स टू गो थ्रू द एंटरप्रेन्योरियल जर्नी. वन इज, अगर आप कोई भी AIF, PMS, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज में स्टार्टअप करो तो कैपिटल बहुत लगता है. स्टार्टिंग कैपिटल इज वेरी हाई क्योंकि ये रेगुलेटेड बिजनेसेस हैं. तो मुझे याद है व्हेन वी वर मूविंग बैक टू इंडिया, आई डोंट थिंक आई हैव स्पोकन अबाउट दिस, तो सेबी ने कहा था कि एक PMS चलाने के लिए आपको 50 लाख का कैपिटल चाहिए होगा, विच इज अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. बट हम लोग 3 पार्टनर्स थे और सेविंग्स थी, तो गुड पार्ट इज थोड़ी बहुत ही सेविंग्स थी, तो उतना तो हो सकता था. आई थिंक 2 days before we moved back to India, the circular changed and it said 2 crore का कैपिटल लगेगा. So that, it's like, and by then we had taken the decision, we had resigned, and just had to come back. And so I think my bank account probably had 2 crores divided by 3 is probably 66, 67 lakhs. My bank account had 75 lakhs. So 67 lakhs went into the company.
Yeah.
And then everything else was survival in Mumbai. And this, as you guys will realize, is a very expensive city.
It is.
कभी सस्ता शहर नहीं था. And there is a certain quality of life that you're used to when you are a big salaried professional in New York. So those things I didn't estimate. And it takes a lot of time for the business to break even on revenue. बहुत सालों तक आप salary नहीं लेते. So I think that survival, I always tell anyone who's jumping into entrepreneurship to have a 3-4 year plan.
Okay.
And now, the environment's different. There's a lot of funding. Things are different. If I was to do an entrepreneurial stint at 40 or 45, there's a lot of savings backing, a lot of reputation, a lot of wisdom. So it's very different from 24.
Like you said, you've worked around the world.
Yeah.
And you've experienced life around the world. आपको क्या लगता है, what is different about the way that Indians manage money as compared to the rest of the world?
I think India is just my biggest learning, I think, from being so global is the importance of being local. Constantly लोग पूछते हैं, आप US में काम कर चुकी हैं, इंडिया और US के मार्केट में ये compare. And I say don't compare because they are 2 different markets at very different stages of evolution. In fact, I always say कि अगर आप technically देखने जाओ, तो हमारा आज का मार्केट अमेरिका के 1980s के मार्केट जैसा है इन टर्म्स ऑफ पेनिट्रेशन ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्रोडक्ट्स, फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी। हमारे यहाँ तो आज भी 20% हिंदुस्तानियों के पास बैंक अकाउंट नहीं है। अभी भी प्रधानमंत्री जी लोगों को जाके कहते हैं बैंक अकाउंट खोलिए। तो आप हमें उस मार्केट से कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते जहाँ इक्विटी एक वे ऑफ लाइफ है। हमारे यहाँ आज भी household equity penetration is only 7-8%. And that's why in my approach, everything I do is very local for local India, because India is very different. And even within India, there is no average of what is India. I think the former chairman of HUL told me this, कि जहाँ केरला जैसा पैसे के बारे में सोचता है वैसा पंजाब नहीं सोचता और वैसा बंगाल नहीं सोचता।
True.
तो each state is a different story, a different language, and they all come together. So there is no average of India.
You obviously are very active on social media. You've appeared on TV. You're very public, right?
Yeah.
ऐसा आपका कौन सा opinion रहा है that has caused the most controversy, and it could be about you yourself or your finances?
I think these days, anything anyone says causes controversy. Very few things I've said about money. My opinions on crypto have been subjected to a large barrage of hate by a set of community.
Okay.
So let me say that. As far as money, I think that's one. Because I've been very vocal in saying that until India doesn't recognize it as an asset class, जब तक हमारे यहाँ उसकी रेगुलेशन या आप प्लीज मत करिए, क्योंकि कुछ गलत हो जाएगा तो आप किसके सामने हाथ खड़ा करेंगे. So I think that is one thing where every time I say something about crypto, and I have not said something in a while, I get a lot of hate about this. So that's one opinion that's really controversial. On the other hand, there's one topic I talk about where I have never heard any controversy, and there's only love. And that is my love for handloom. Because I'm a big proponent. And now it's because of Prada and Kolhapuri and all that stuff.
I saw your post about that now.
Yeah, so there was a Prada post, and then recently there's been a Mukesh post, Lucknowi Mukesh, and the whole Dior thing. That's one category that just gets a lot of love. So there's crypto on one hand and there's handloom on the other hand.
Yeah, I think the day that we have really big Indian businesses that are kind of proud of our own handloom, this problem's gonna go away.
Yeah, it's just, because I meet weavers, it's just very sad that, Dior charges 200,000 for it, and the weaver is probably let off in like 20,000 of that. It's just really wrong.
Yeah, and okay, this is really interesting to me. And I know we're short on time, so this is like one last question. People actually think of having or owning all of these luxury items as an investment.
Yeah.
I know people who talk about there's some brand and they say, when you buy the bag and you walk out of the store, uska 3% or 3x ho jata hai value the moment you walk out of the store.
What?
Yeah, people actually.
People are buying liquors. Yeah, as an investment.
God. Again, this was a question I wanted to ask you.
People are buying Labubus, and I can promise you Labubus are not an investment. I mean, the guy who's made Labubus is a billionaire. And the guy who's spending 9 months making one Sambalpuri sari is struggling for livelihood.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in. Sorry, I could talk about this. No one's ever interviewed me on my love for handloom, but I am the walking, talking textile history.
No, I can tell, because this is not a conversation I want to have right now. But when we decided we're going to be doing this, I was so set on me wearing a sari to meet you, because I was like, you wear one, you're always talking about, you're always wearing very local, made with a lot of love. And I want to do that, but
I've never owned or bought an Indian designer sari because I always want to buy local. I have no problem with major brands, but I've never bought something from one of the famous Indian brands because I'm always buying local. And I just wish all of us would do that. It's a great investment you can make in the nation's craft.
This would all then again circle back to helping the country, helping the economy, so many things. And again,
build brand India.
This could be a different podcast of its own. Yeah. जो भी लोग इस podcast को देख रहे हैं, investors or not, आपके पास उनकी personal finance journey के लिए क्या advice है?
I think you're very lucky to be in a time when the Indian economy will do what it is. Yeah. There are many, we take 10, 12, 13% equity growth for granted in India because we have seen it and we are likely to see it.
Yeah.
If you were living in Japan today, you would not be able to take that growth. So don't take that growth for granted. You almost, my father says this, जिसने अभी ढंग से काम किया ना और ढंग से इन्वेस्ट किया, वो बहुत मीनिंगफुल वेल्थ बना सकता है और ये मौका हर जनरेशन को नहीं मिलता. Perhaps our generation in the 50s didn't get this. Perhaps the generation who's starting in 2050 will not get this. So I always say don't take the opportunities, both active career-wise and to make passive income for granted. I think Indians spend a lot of time, Indians value education so much, right? Like पहले 15-20 साल जिंदगी के हम एजुकेशन की गधा मजदूरी करते हैं. We're so competitive exams, etc.
Yeah.
We don't value financial literacy as much. Please focus on your financial literacy journey. Spend few months, few weeks just getting the basics of finance, right? Literate होके, like we don't say कि आप सीधा नौकरी पे लग जाते हो, पहले पढ़ाई करते हो ना, थोड़ी सी
Obviously.
पढ़ाई करके फिर जर्नी की शुरुआत करो, और फिर शुरुआत करो, और and then give the journey time and respect. And like all journeys, it will have ups, downs. सफर में धूप तो होगी.
You're right. So, thank you so much for this conversation. I know you have a very busy schedule, so thank you for giving us your time.
Pleasure.
And I hope that, anyone who's watching this,
Hmm.
A, they start supporting local craft,
Thank you.
and B, they start doing the very basics of finance first, and then they think about getting rich.
Yes.
I
And
think
next
that's a
time
good
we
takeaway.
meet, you're going to wear something local.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Investment in the securities market is subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.